when you talk about politics, I could easily just tell you who it is that I voted for, and you could choose to size me up based on that.
Right, and put you in a category.
And put me in a category, exactly. I have to tell you that my experience, regardless of who I voted for, is that my friends who are extreme on either side actually sound exactly like each other.
Yep.
That goes for staunch liberals as much as it goes for, the right-wingers. How can we use this?
Yeah, I think you're making an astute observation that the opposite sides actually sound like one another. By the way, it happens in couples work too. Couples come in, or families come in, and the complaint they have about one another can often be a mirror. So you expand that out to our political climate we're in nationally. And I think how seeing ourselves as performers can be so valuable, even if it seems out of reach right now with all the hostility, because if we're performing, we don't have to be married to who's right and who's wrong. And the reason why the sides look the same is because they're invested more in right and wrong and less invested in how are we doing this together as humans, as citizens. That's why it can start to sound like it's the same.
So glad you agreed to have this lunch meeting together.
Yeah, Don, listen. I got a problem with you wanting to go international with our company. It's local. We employ local employees. It's a neighborhood thing.
We need to go international for us to be viable. You need to be open to this.
Don, you're being greedy.
And you're being naive. You're being a naive do-gooder.
This is why I can't stand working with you.
I can't stand you either.
Listen, how's your wife doing? I know she was sick there for a while.
She's great. Thanks for asking. How's your wife?
Oh, she's fantastic, yeah. She's great. The kids, they're driving me nuts.
Well, there you go. That's what happens when you dedicate yourself to being a parent.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
Why don't we have you and Sally and the kids over Saturday night for dinner?
Have us over? Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we Vietnamally disagree. Vietnamally disagree. Well, Vietnam, we disagree too.
I wanted to go international, but hey.
But hey, we could still be friends, and I'd love to have you over. It'd be a nice, fun evening.
What? Sure, Don. That would be great.
All right.
Great. How about Friday?
I said Saturday.
Okay. Whatever, Don.
Whatever, Haley.
All right.
See you then.
So what we can do is practice being less concerned about who's right and wrong and more concerned about how are we doing this together. You love Trump. Love Hillary. I know that's not, I'm saying that as an example.
I'm willing to say that for the sake of creativity. Yeah.
And that's hard for me to say on my end too. So we're performing here. What would be more important, what is typically most important is arguing our points. And you're right, I'm right. And if I'm right, I have to make you wrong. There's not much creativity in that, and our conversation's not going to last that long, let alone figuring out something new to build. And we need to build new things. Everyone, we need to figure out how to have new conversations where what's more important is how are we doing this together? How are we hearing each other? Without me being so invested in I'm right, which automatically means...
You're wrong. I'm wrong. Notice I wanted to say you're wrong.
There you go.